So when we think about strategies for managing burnout, I like to divide it into two main areas. One are those factors that are involved in the work context that you're in. And you may not have a lot of control over those areas, but they're things like the work culture. Is it toxic or is it life-giving? It includes things like the expectations from managers and your colleagues, and the general work environment and the demands that are put on you. Is there a demand to do more and more with less and less resources? That's a negotiation that needs to take place within that work context. Now, if you're the CEO or senior leader, maybe you can do a lot more about that than someone who's an employee. But then there are the factors that you yourself are in control of, and that's the first place to begin to work on. And that would involve things like first of all, prioritizing self-care. And so often we tend not to prioritize self-care. We get very passionate about the work we're doing, we're very involved, we're very engaged, we're maybe making a positive impact on the people around us. But the problem is that we're continuing to give and give, and we're basically draining and emptying our bucket of emotional reserve and emotional capacity until there's not much left. And the way I like to think about it, particularly when we're younger, we tend to keep going, and then we crash. And now you can do that when you're younger, but as you get older, you begin to realize that energy is a precious resource that you need to manage. And if you think of a sine wave, what I tell my clients is you've got to balance periods of activity with periods of rest and recuperation that are as deep as the activity was high. And if you do that, then you can then go on indefinitely because you're getting that right balance between giving and receiving. So that's prioritizing self-care. Now that could be in terms of, obviously, the most important things: sleep, exercise, nutrition, ensuring that you have positive, life-giving relationships. So that's the prioritizing self-care. Then there's the overall perspective that you have in your life. And burnout can be a warning sign, like a canary in the coal mine, telling you that the way you're prioritizing your life is not healthy. And so it raises much deeper questions to ask about my life. Is this really a direction I want to go in? What are my values? What really matters to me? And again, that's a privilege that I have in working with a number of senior leaders about rethinking about what their priorities and their values are and creating a safe space within which to explore that. That also then goes on to looking at the demands that are placed on you and what you need to negotiate in terms of how you're working. And also the relationships you have. Relationships are vital in terms of, are they enhancing your life or are they draining the energy out of you? So those are some simple things that can be, as it were, undertaken to help you manage burnout.